Tihar or Deepawali, the second biggest festival of Hindus, has kicked off from today as people across the country are observing Kaak Tihar. Symbolically, this Hindu festival represents celebration of life itself, as apart from paying homage to goddess Lakshmi, people also worship crows as messenger of gods, loyal human friend dogs, which also has religious connections and human relationships, among others. Meanwhile, the Kirat community is celebrating the birth anniversary of Falgunanda, a national icon who contributed in promoting Kirati culture and religion. Good morning, I'm Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. Hindus celebrating Kaak Tihar on the first day of Yama Panchak as the second biggest festival of Hindus begins. Kirat community observing Falgunanda Jayanti. Lumbini and Karnali received moderate rainfall due to effects of westerly winds. A cold spell triggered by rain makes life more miserable for earthquake victims. Israeli military eyes hospitals in Gaza, suspecting that they are being used as a cover by Hamas militants. One child in every 10-minute feared dead in Gaza warfare. And Pakistan taking on England in today's match under the ICC World Cup 2023 with semi-final spot on the line. Australia elect to bowl first against Bangladesh. Tihar or Deepawali, the second biggest festival of Hindus in the country and abroad, has started from today. On the first day of the 5-day festival, people are celebrating Kaak Tihar, considered as the messenger of god Yamaraj. Crows are specially worshipped today with prayers, as they are also offered delicacies. An annual fair is also observed in the capital's Kageshwari municipality. Likewise, Kukur Tihar will be celebrated tomorrow morning and Lakshmi Puja in the evening tomorrow itself due to overlapping of dates in Hindu calendar. The Kirat community is celebrating the 139th birth anniversary of Falgunanda, who is the 16th national icon. Falgunanda is specially remembered for his contribution in promoting Kirati culture and religion in Nepal. Devotees of the Kirat community from Koshi province specially observed this festival. Phalam Singh Lingden, who was later commemorated as Falgunanda Guru, was born on this day in 1885 in the eastern district of Ilam. He is credited for popularizing ancient Kirat culture. Falgunanda is remembered for his socio-cultural crusades that includes a ban on animal sacrifice and elimination of social orthodoxies. Falgunanda Guru passed away in April 1949, while the government of Nepal declared him as a national icon in December of 2009. And now some news related to Jazarkot earthquake. Things are yet to get back to normalcy in Jazarkot and adjoining districts following the November 3rd earthquake just about a week ago. Some 37,000 houses in Jazarkot have developed cracks and are in need of immediate reconstruction. The government also needs to carry out reconstruction works in the earthquake-affected districts of Rukum West, Salyan and Bajhang. Our correspondent Ramesh Dhamala alongside camera person Shyam Shrestha report from the ground zero that due to the difficult geographical structures this time compared to the 2015 Gorkha earthquake, the reconstruction works might be a case of easier said than done. The biggest worry for the earthquake-affected population is regarding the fragile condition of their houses now. Majority of houses in Jazarkot are deemed dangerous for staying or living. The victims at the same time have already cautioned the authorities looking after reconstruction not to indulge in any political and financial benefit. As per the government data, 9,794 houses in Jazarkot have been completely destroyed in the earthquake, while 24,707 houses are awaiting reconstruction. In Rukum West, 16,770 houses have been completely destroyed, while 10,000 houses are partially damaged. Meanwhile, in Bajhang and Salyan, the government needs to construct some 100,000 houses. It had taken over 2 years for the government to reconstruct some 800,000 houses damaged during the 2015 April earthquake. Apart from a difficult geographical terrain, the Karnali region is also likely to face the scarcity of adequate human resource, as most of the youths have been working abroad. Even as the loss of lives cannot be recovered there, there is a call on 3 tiers of the government to speed up the issue of reconstruction of Jazarkot and adjoining districts. The westerly winds have triggered in fact slight rainfall in Lumbini and Karnali province. Meanwhile, the rain has brought more miseries for earthquake victims in Jajarkot and Rukum West. The earthquake victims have been sheltering in makeshift camps as the cold spell triggered by rain has compounded life for the earthquake victims. The Weather Forecasting Division has said that there are chances of more rain in the western part of Nepal in the afternoon today. Likewise, the rain is also likely to bring snowfall in the hilly region of the far west. The cold spell has already affected life in Karnali's Humla district. Temperatures in Humla has plummeted to -4 degrees Celsius today. The Nepali side has condemned the Indian authority for blacktopping the road section up to the border pillar in Kanchanpur. The Indian side started blacktopping the road section from the 805th border pillar in Gadda Chowki of Kanchanpur's Bhimdatta municipality from last week. Local residents have condemned the move by the Indian authority that had caused a number of obstructions, while Nepal had made efforts to construct various structures, including a roadway on its land. The Indian side that had been obstructing Nepal's effort for repairing roads in the bordering areas has started blacktopping road up to the no man's land against international provisions. Meanwhile, the road section on the Nepali side wears a dilapidated look. The Indian Border Security Force SSB had been preventing Nepal from repairing the no man's land. India was bound to correspond with the Nepali authorities before blacktopping the road section in the no man's land. Likewise, it was illegitimate for India to cause obstruction in Nepal's development works in its own bordering territories. Experts have attributed India's move as an effort to encroach Nepali land. Controversies in majority of the bordering territories from Mechi to Mahakali persist due to wrong strip map. The Indian side has been encroaching Nepali land at various places in Kanchanpur's Pyaratal, Baradev and Dodhara Chandani. An innocent Nepali national, Govinda Gautam, had died due to the dispute regarding the Indian side's obstruction while Nepal tried to construct a culvert in Ananda Bazar. The Indian side has also prevented Nepali authorities from blacktopping up to 1.5 kilometers road section in Pyaratal, while it has also been preventing locals in Bhudal from farming in their own lands. Nepali media has raised the issue of Indian encroachment of Nepali land on several occasions. However, the state mechanism has remained indifferent towards the issue. In our Public Voice segment, we've asked in several provinces regarding ways to make digital platforms safe and dignified. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
गलत काम गर्ने व्यक्तिहरुलाई चाहिँ कानुनको दायरामा ल्याउनु पर्यो
सकेसम्म आफ्नै डिभाइसहरुबाट चाहिँ सामाजिक सञ्जालहरु चलाउने र बोलियो किसिमको पासवर्ड राख्ने
विकृतिको विरुद्ध कारबाही हुन आवश्यक छ
आफू पनि सचेत हुनु पर्यो र राज्यले पनि यस सम्बन्धी कडा कानुन ल्याउनु पर्यो
नागरिक स्तरमा यो केका लागि प्रयोग हुन्छ भन्ने नै वास्तवमा हाम्रो जस्तो मुलुकले चाहिँ नबुझेको हो कि भन्ने मलाई चाहिँ लाग्छ
साइबर क्राइमको जुन पनि न्यायको काम हुन्छ त्यो हेर्ने मात्र अहिले मात्र राजधानीमा मात्र भइरहेको छ त्यसलाई त सम्बन्ध पहिला मान्छेहरुको सटिक र छिटो छरितो होस् भने प्रदेश स्तरीय उलाई बनाउनु पर्छ
जनचेतना फैलाउनु पर्छ
राज्यले चाहिँ अलि कडा भन्दा कडा कारबाही गर्ने
नेपाल सरकारले सामाजिक सञ्जाललाई मर्यादित बनाउनको लागि निगरानी बढाउनु पर्ला
हुन सक्छ पनि छैन सरकारले यसलाई बन्दै गर्दै बढियामा ठान्छु
सरकारले आचार संहिता बनाउनु पर्छ 16 वर्ष भन्दा टलकालाई चलाउन दिनुहुन्न
सर्वप्रथम सरकारले नीति ल्याउनु पर्छ र हामी सबैले नीतिको पालना गर्नुपर्छ
It is time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, why is there delay in the appointment of justices? Your options are A, issues with power sharing, B, procedural hassles, and C, no right candidate. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. Israeli forces are reportedly close to key Gaza hospitals, including Al-Shifa, Al-Quds, Al-Rantisi and the Indonesian hospital, and there have been reports of explosions inside or near them. The medical charity MSF International has said attacks on Al-Shifa hospital have dramatically intensified in the last few hours and staff have reported a catastrophic situation. Israel has repeatedly accused Hamas of operating from tunnels underneath Al-Shifa, which Hamas denies. Meanwhile, Japan's Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa has said her country wants to take a lead in efforts to alleviate the deepening humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip. Kamikawa said in an interview with Kyodo News that Japan will proactively work with other nations towards the realization of two-state solution to establish an independent Palestinian state alongside Israel. The Hamas-run health ministry says 11,078 people have now been killed in Gaza since the start of the war, including at least 4,500 children, and more than 27,000 others are injured. Israel also revised the death toll to 1,200, down from 1,400, as Foreign Ministry spokesperson said many people killed were not immediately identified after the attack, and that Israel believes some 200 are not Israeli casualties. The World Health Organization has said at least one child is being killed every 10 minutes in Gaza due to Israeli attacks. Israeli forces have targeted various sites in southern Lebanon. These areas have been on heightened alert for the past weeks after Lebanese Islamist group Hezbollah said it fired missiles over the border into Israel, and Israel's military said it responded with artillery fire. The violence at the Lebanese-Israeli frontier is the deadliest since 2006 as Israel bombards Hezbollah's Palestinian ally Hamas in Gaza in response to Hamas's attack on 7th of October. Lebanese security officials say clashes along the Lebanese border have killed more than 60 Hezbollah fighters and 10 civilians. At least 7 Israeli soldiers and 1 civilian have been killed. Meanwhile, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited an army base at the border with Gaza. Netanyahu spoke with the soldiers and joined them for Sabbath service. He praised the soldiers for their job to the security of Israel. More than 100,000 residents of the Gaza Strip have fled southwards over the last 2 days as Israeli forces operate deep in Gaza City. The European Space Agency has warned that the melting of polar ice caps and glaciers is very critical and called on political leaders to recognize in fact the importance of climate change. For the first time ever, global temperatures are now more likely than not to breach 1.5 degrees Celsius of warming within the next 5 years, according to the World Meteorological Organization, which is the United Nations weather agency. The agency has urged politicians not to abandon European leadership in combating climate change, saying record heat waves and vegetation fires provide really alarming evidence of the pace of global warming. The UN has described floods that uprooted hundreds of thousands of people in Somalia and neighboring countries in East Africa following a disastrous drought as a once-in-a-century event. Around 1.6 million people in Somalia could be affected by the heavy seasonal downpours, which have been worsened by the combined impact of 2 climate phenomena, El Nino and the Indian Ocean Dipole, according to UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. The floods, which followed heavy rains that started in early October, have already killed at least 29 people and forced more than 300,000 from their homes in Somalia and inundated towns and villages across northern Kenya. Camps for displaced people by an Islamist insurgency and the worst drought in 4 decades have also been flooded, causing people to flee for a second time. The football governing body in the country, ANFA, has announced the national squad. Team Nepal are taking on the UAE on 16th of November next week in the second round away match under the World Cup qualifiers. Kiran Kumar Limbu has been retained as the captain of the national team by coach Vincenzo Alberto Anis. Deep Karki and Abhishek Baral are the 2 other custodians in the team. Sunny Shrestha, Rohit Chand, Anjan Rai, Ashish Chaudhary, Amrit Shrestha, Eric Bista and Chiring Lama are in the defence. Likewise, midfield will be under the command of Nishan Hamal, Manish Dangi, Kritish Ratan Chunju and Sesehang Angdembe, while Yogesh Gurung has been included in the place of injured Ananta Taman. Likewise, Anjan Bista, Ayush Khalan, Gillespie Jankarki, Hishub Thapalia and Sanjeev Bista will be in the forward line. Nepal take on UAE on the 16th of November, followed by a match against Yemen on the 21st. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.